So recently I put up a poll on my Instagram asking you if you wanted me to do a Q&A. The vast majority of you voted yes, and you gave me some questions, so I've gathered them and I'm going to answer them now. So a lot of you asked some questions about myself and also things concerning my faith and modesty, obviously. So I'm first going to answer the questions you asked about myself because it's a more casual subject than the subject of modesty. So someone asked what's my favorite kind of music to listen to. My favorite kind of music to listen to would have to be classical music, like dark academia, light academia playlists on YouTube, sacred music, jazz, Gregorian chant. That would be sacred though too, wouldn't it be? Period drama music, soundtracks, that kind of stuff. Someone asked, what language do you speak? I only speak English, okay? I tried learning Spanish for a time, but I ended up giving it up because I just really didn't have the time for it. And I didn't have a clear reason why I should be learning it in the first place. Maybe I'll pick it up again, who knows? Another asked, do you know how to waltz? Nope, I don't. The only dance I know is the Victorian Virginia Reel, which is pretty fun, but I don't know how to dance in any other way. Someone asked, what's my favorite feast day? Besides the typical, most popular feast days of the liturgical year, I just love any of the feast days of our Blessed Mother and, of course, some of my patron saints for St. Philomena and St. Therese. What are your favorite things to do? I have an account, an Instagram account for almost every single thing I like to do. I love to sing, I love to bake and cook, sometimes cook, mostly bake, to edit photos and videos, to create art, and I'm sure there are other things, but I can't think of them at the moment. And this question, I can't even tell you how many times I've gotten it. How old am I? I'm 19. Would you have guessed it? Would you have thought me older, younger, or 19? I'm just curious because everyone has always thought me way younger than I am. Someone asked, what made you fall in love with the vintage modesty aesthetic? Well, I have always loved vintage fashion ever since I was a little girl because my family and I grew up watching old movies, listening to old music, jazz, and I always just loved the way the women looked in those movies. They just looked so put together, so elegant, and typically, most of the time, modest. I always wanted to attempt to dress in such a way, at least inspired by vintage fashion, but I just didn't have the courage for forever, and I mean, I didn't even want to tuck in my shirt or I'd feel too feminine, like, what? I was just really embarrassed and I didn't want to dress differently than anyone else, and when I did and I got attention for it, I just blushed and immediately changed. But finally, after some time, I decided to invest in some dresses from Xia Lisi that were vintage inspired, and that changed so much for me. It was a big boost of confidence for me, and I decided to just ignore any discouragement or negativity and just embrace vintage fashion. And now I don't dress just like I'm from the 1940s and 1950s, no way. I just dress inspired by it. I have a few pieces that I put together to give it an inspired look. Have you always dressed modestly? No, I haven't always dressed modestly. My family and I started dressing modestly probably when I was around like 10 or 11. I wore pants too and short shorts and leggings, that kind of stuff. But my mom was really inspired by her friend and we began our modesty journey. I've struggled with modesty for a while, not in the fact that I didn't want to dress modestly, I just wanted to have a put together nice look, but I couldn't figure out how to create it. I would just wear t-shirts and denim skirts, and yeah, you can make those things look cute, but I didn't know how to. I looked really frumpy. So it took me many years to find my own style and how to style for my own personal body, and once I did that, it just made a world of difference. When I finally started developing my style, that's when I decided to make my Instagram account Modesty and Femininity. I really wanted to share my discoveries with women that modesty doesn't have to be frumpy or bland or boring, but it can be beautiful and elegant, so many other things. And I forgot to say that someone asked what inspired you to start this page of modest vintage fashion, and I basically just answered that, so oh well. Someone asked, what are your unspoken rules for modesty? I base my rules off of the words of Pope Pius XII. So sleeves no shorter than short sleeves, no lace unless you're wearing an undershirt. The neckline should be 2 fingers below the collarbone. The skirts must come below the knee. And I try to avoid materials that are really clingy. There are probably more rules, but I can't think of them at the moment. And one of you asked, what is your greatest inspiration to stay in modesty and godliness in this modern world? Well, I love God, and I love my Catholic faith. So the more I learn about my faith and about God, the more I want to live a good life and dress in a way that's pleasing to God. By my faith, I know that we as women should definitely strive to dress modestly, and so that's what encourages me to do so. I know it's pleasing to God and His Blessed Mother. God is all pure and all holy, and as His children, we should try to reflect that. And yes, modesty isn't all about how we dress, it's about what's in our hearts and how we speak, how we act. But dressing modestly is very essential. Dressing modestly is really important, not only for ourselves, but for other people, that we may not lead others into sin by invoking impure thoughts. And I do understand that people can still have impure thoughts whether or not you are dressing modestly, but we must do our part. As long as we strive to dress modestly to the best of our abilities, then it's no longer on us. We've done our best. I'm not very good with words, so I'm sorry about that. This is not explained very well, but it is truly beautiful, and I really want to share that it's such a positive thing, it really is. Modesty is really important, and if you're struggling with this and you're struggling with discouragement, don't worry, you've got this. You're doing a really good thing for society, truly. It's very essential, and it's very inspiring for other people. Someone asked, how do you go about starting a religious Instagram? I want to start, but I'm so nervous. Yes, I know it can be definitely nerve-wracking to share your beliefs, to share your faith. Despite all the negativity you might receive, it is really inspiring to the vast majority of people. If you're going to do this, I definitely advise you to pray. Pray often and renew your intentions to God, that you're doing this for His glory, for His honor and glory, to pray that you always have a pure intention about it, and that you remain humble. That's very, very essential for starting a religious account, because we might receive contradiction from other people and become proud and angry and just want to fight with them, okay? But we must remain humble, we must pray about it and to seek God's glory, and sometimes we may not win an argument, but that's okay. We did our best to share our faith, and that's about all we can do besides praying for that person. That'd be a really good thing for others, so be that light to others, and God bless you. And someone asked, have you always been Catholic? No, I've not always been Catholic. My family, when I was really little, we were Presbyterian, and then we were Anglican, and then we were Orthodox, and then finally we became Catholic. It was a long, long journey. Through it all, my dad was praying about it and seeking the truth, and we've been Catholic ever since. There's not much more I can say on the subject. And someone asked, were you homeschooled or did you attend Catholic school? I was homeschooled, and I don't regret it one bit. I have been trying to film this Q&A for quite some time now, but it just, every single time I try to do it, something would get in the way. This wasn't probably as long as you would have liked, and I probably didn't answer as many questions as I should have liked. But maybe we can do this again, and if you'd like to do that, please just let me know in the comments. Thank you for taking the time to give me some questions. I hope I answered them adequately, and I hope to post longer videos like this on YouTube more often. So if you have any ideas for me, please just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. God bless you.